Hi, today it's a very special session which took place. It's like taking a client from their past life into an in-between soul journey, exactly knowing how a soul selects the next journey and how the soul enters that journey. And this was explained by this client in very detailed format. So since it's very fresh in me, so I just thought of making a video and narrating it for you all for today. So this client went through the past life. That past life was lived as an eagle. It was a past life with a lot of suffering because the eagle didn't have baby eagles. The one egg which the eagle, that the mother eagle had, never hatched. It died. The pain was so high for that mother eagle that the entire life she spent in depression. She also felt the guilt because her eagle partner loved her tremendously and was always supportive and next to Mother Eagle. Her entire journey as an eagle, she lived in that pain and depression, and also the guilt of not being able to love back her partner or not being able to give anything to her partner because she felt so empty from inside. Now, when she left that lifetime as an eagle, a detailed soul journey was taken. So as soon as she left the body as an eagle, she was asked to look down upon the body. Now as a soul, she narrated how her body looks. She narrated what is happening around her body where she could actually see her partner. The partner was very, very sad and distressed. She was feeling so sad and guilty for the partner. As a soul, she left certain messages for her partner, as though asking for forgiveness for not being able to give the love and compassion. And after a brief conversation, as a soul, looking at her partner below, who sat around her body, which is dead, the eagle leaves as a soul, reaches a place. It's like traveling through space, reaches a place. And this particular soul sees it's a sort of a ceiling with glass, and this glass has different colors. And the ceiling is showing certain images, colors, and actually these colors are symbolic of certain emotions, moments, experiences. So she was, as a soul now, looking at all the ceiling of colors, and these colors were giving her certain meanings. She said, of course, as a soul, she was not a female. Here I am talking as a perspective of a client narrating the soul journey. So she said, as a soul, there were other souls doing the same thing which she was doing, and they were also looking at the ceiling and watching and deciding as a soul where they need to be next. So she was looking at the ceiling and she was specifically talking about the magenta color, its significance as a feminine grace. She also was attracted to another color, which was basically giving the effect of suffering. Eventually, what she did as a soul was she mixed both. It changed into a crystallized version, and she chose that to be her next journey. Then there was an opening. She went through that opening. Again, it was a space, an empty space of nothingness, that's darkness. She looked back and she could see the soul home she came from was going distant and getting closed. The lights were fading. So she turned over as a soul and she looked where she's going ahead. And then she saw and connected to love and compassion of a fetus in a womb. So here the important element to be understood is she connected to a fetus and connected to the love, intense love she felt for that fetus. There was an experience of love. So the fetus were already a part of that womb. I asked the client, does the fetus has consciousness? So she said, not yet. Of course, the consciousness is the soul. I knew that answer, but it's good to verify at times. So now, with the same purpose which she has chosen in that magenta color, the feminine grace, along with the suffering, etc., she chose to enter that womb, be a part of that infant's life. She entered the womb. I asked her what is the stage of the fetus. She said that she has eyes, so she's able to see and she can see a form. And she was accurately able to give that she's 3 months old fetus when she entered the womb. Then I asked her, do you know what gender you are, a male or a female? The answer she gave was, it's both right now. Later on, probably it changes to one, but right now, I sense both. As a fetus, I asked her, does she sense her mother? Does she sense the environment around the mother? She did say that yes. I asked her, does her mother love her a lot? She said that the mother is very nurturing and protective about her. Of course, the fetus is a female. So then I asked her, are there other people? She said, yeah, the mother keeps introducing her to different people whenever they come and visit while she's in the womb. So then she takes birth. She goes through significant events of her life. That life was full of suffering. I also asked, when she entered the womb as a baby, does her soul still remember the purpose for which she was born in that lifetime? She said, no, it's fading away. All the messages are fading away. And she also spoke about fading away when she was about to enter the womb into the fetus. When she compared that to the place she came from, that is a soul home, she said that that's a different kind of feeling you have. You're very wise, or there's some kind of wisdom over there, a balance over there. which when she was leaving, she felt a little bit of odd, insecure feeling of going into uncertainty. And the only thing she found herself connected to was that infant, the love and the compassion. So once she entered the womb, she was in awe of that life. Although the soul forgot the purpose for which she is born, there was an awe to be born in that life. That life, as I said, was full of suffering as a female child. She died at the age of 24. She hanged herself to death. So after her death, I asked, was your soul purpose fulfilled the way you lived in suffering and the way you died? The answer was, the only way in which that purpose could be achieved towards the end was when she left that body and she would be free of that cold wave metaphor which she used, that gold ceiling which she had within her throughout her life. I was quite shocked as to how an ending of this kind could also be the way to achieve a purpose of a soul. So then I took her for further, once again another soul journey. She went back to the same place where she saw the glasses, the crystals and everything. Okay, and then she took another birth. Of course, she narrated further how that birth was, etc., etc. So I asked her this very important question, which I was never getting an answer to. Does a soul write every human element and stages or situations the human has to go through in one's life? I thought that the major events of a human life is written by a soul. But it seems it's not so. Because her soul said, no, the soul didn't know what was going to happen in that human life. The soul just set up a purpose, chose a purpose, took birth, exited that life, went to the soul home to select another purpose. But the amazing part was, after that life birth, after being that girl child, she was understanding the illusionary nature of it all, this life and its cycle, the soul journey. So the question was asked eventually. Now, since you know now this is an illusion, how many more births are left for you to get out of this, the life and death cycle? The answer came for her. It was 4 more life births. 2 was on earth and 2 in different dimensions. After which, she doesn't have to get entangled in all this. So this is how healing about regression therapy as a modality works. The heart works. It's like the healer, that's me, connects intuitively to the client, takes the client through the journeys. And all this is not planned ahead of a session. And that's the beauty of HART. HART is about the connection between the healer and the client, and the journey they both take intuitively and deeply. I hope today's narration might have given certain answers for you as a human being, for all the things you have been going through in your life. Before I talk more, because I'm already drained and tired after the session, that's why you can see my volume is also too low. It's the consequence of being in that session in that meditative form, which even as a healer, as a therapist, I go through with my client. So blessings to you all. And I hope you liked today's narrative. Take care, enjoy your life, and just live it. Live it the way you want it. Take care.